Hi, I'm Dr. Darcy Brunk with Achieve Chiropractic. I started working with Avazzia when one of my patients came in the door and he said, there is a guy I've got to introduce you to, and that was Tim Smith. He's the inventor of the Avazzia devices. He was a friend of my patient's. My patient knew that my practice was a decent chiropractic practice. I had been helping him for years, but he knew I was looking for the next thing and always interested in what would be the next thing that we want to work with to bring the best care for my patients. I went home and got a meeting set up with Tim, and he came over and talked to me about his best RSI and his best Pro 1. I currently at the time had plantar fasciitis, and he suggested I treat it that evening. Went ahead and, like most chiropractors and doctors, very skeptically took the device home and treated my foot while I was watching a football game by literally just putting pads on, turning the RSI signal on, and letting it run. Now, prior to treatment, I could hardly walk across the tile floor. By the time halftime hit, I got up, went to get a drink, and there was no pain in my foot whatsoever. Now, being a research-oriented doctor, that wasn't good enough for me, so I actually started to slam my foot on the floor to try and make it hurt, and believe it or not, that didn't even work. It had completely alleviated the pain in my foot, and it did not come back. Now, since then, Tim has come out with the Pro Sport device, which is a biofeedback mechanism device, and I thought the best RSI was a game changer, but as soon as we had the ability to actually take readings on the body and have the body communicate back to us, that elevated my level of care for my patients as a practitioner. I'm an athletic doctor. I treat a lot of athletes. We need to get them to have quick return to play. Now, I don't really even have to know where the main source of problem is. I can take biofeedback readings on the body, and the body will actually communicate with the biofeedback signaling of the cybernetics in the device and tell me where the worst point of problem is. So this was something that gave me a lot of recognition in my community as a doctor that went beyond chiropractic. Now I see athletes of all sorts. I've seen professional athletes and high school athletes. I also treat the patients with chronic pain and the patients with scoliosis. No matter what the problem, it seems to bring it up a level for me as a chiropractor, because I can not only adjust them now, but I can set that adjustment in, let it hold for longer periods of time, and actually deal with the pain immediately for my patients. Now, the training with Avazzia is very important. I'm very honored to be one of the certified trainers for them. They've done a lot of work to record the protocols in which you need to follow for using these devices. It's very important to follow that because it's going to give you the best result. Avazzia makes sure that they don't just sell you a device, they actually will get in and teach you how to use it to optimize its use in your practice. I also, after meeting Tim, we got into working with carpal tunnel. In my clinic, there's not a carpal tunnel case that we haven't helped yet. It is a definite device that will help us to avoid surgeries for patients because of what it does for us. We actually taken a nerve conduction test of a patient's nerves in their arm before treatment, and we had loss of nerve conductivity. 30 days of treatment, and we did another nerve test, and that nerve had not only restored itself, but it was functioning better than the arm that had no symptoms at all. So is that a game changer? Absolutely. So basically, any chiropractors that are out there, any doctors, this can be used to expand your practice to help with treating post-surgical recovery. It can make you the doctor that gets the athlete back in the game. Studies show that it increases, this kind of frequency increases the mitochondrial effect in the cells to strengthen those cells. So we actually can get into performance enhancement. As a certified trainer, there's really nothing else that I think that you would want to add to your practice. It will make you the doctor in town.